Good evening, you guys. It's Adina here with Beyond the Veil. How y'all doing? Hey, my little babies. So, let's just get right into it, you guys. I hope that if you are not here for the first time, that you are already subscribed and that you have already binged on all my other videos and that you caught up so that you know me as a reader, you know my style, you know how I flow. And I hope you know that you are welcome here. If this is your first time, welcome. And please subscribe. Please like all my shit. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and you can go ahead and binge watch as well. It's tea here, and it's good, and it's true, and it's honest, and it's all said from the perspective of spirit. So with that being said, tonight we are going to look into Kimora Lee Simmons, simply because Kimora has come up in readings that I've done on other people. For instance, the first time I was introduced to Kimora energetically was in my Madam Kim Porter reading that I did 6 months ago. You guys go ahead and check that out. And then she's came up as of late in a couple of my P. Diddy readings that I did on my community tab. So go ahead and check those out so that you can get caught up on why I am peering into Kimora, because I've already spill a little bit of information regarding Kimora as it relates to the aforementioned people, but now I want to give her her own spotlight tonight. So without further ado, I am going to just go ahead and connect with the energy of Kimora Lee Simmons. So one moment. Kimora Lee Simmons. Spirit, protect me as I dive into the realm of the souls to retrieve Kimora Lee Simmons. Enlighten my mind, enlighten my spirit, so that I may divine the soul of Kimora Lee Simmons. Kimora Lee. She smells good. She wears a really pretty, feminine, light, floral smelling perfume. She smells really good. And she's tall, as we know, and she's wistful. She's very graceful in all her mannerisms, very kind of airy in her movements, very regal. I think that's the word I'm looking for, very regal presence. And she sits down in front of me and she folds her hand on her lap and says, "What do you want to know, girl? I'll tell you everything." All right, Kimora, let us talk. She is telling me, I won't repeat that because that's for me. Kimora, now that your dear friend Kim Porter's passing is at the forefront where she needed it to be, and now that Diddy, his tea is being spilled and he is having a moment of reckoning, or the beginning of a moment of reckoning, what do you have to say in regards to all of this? In regards to everything concerning Diddy, everything concerning Kim, everything concerning you. Talk to me, Kimora, about how you feel about all of this concerning Diddy and Kim and all of the things that went on in your heyday, in your time. Talk to me, Kimora, about Diddy, about Kim, and about everything that's happening surrounding Diddy. Kimora is still not satisfied. Something that she wants revealed from behind this curtain has yet to be revealed, and she doesn't want to be the one. She doesn't want to be the one to do it. She wants to be the one to do it, but she doesn't want to be the one to do it. But she wants it done. She wants something else that is pressing to her, that is more serious. She feels more serious because it involves a cabal, I hear. A cabal. It involves a cabal. Kimora wants something more from this Diddy situation. More, bigger than everything, including Kim, that has come out. Because it involves a cabal, she says, allegedly. Not just Diddy. She wants a Me Too movement for the whole hip-hop. I hear Diddy, I hear Russell, I hear LA, I hear Clive, I hear Jay-Z, I hear more people. These over here are a little bit more obscure to me, but these are just the names that come to mind. She wants all of it exposed, and I didn't say all of them, I said all of it exposed. But she doesn't want to be the one to do it, but Kimora could, if she wanted to, pull this curtain back and blow the whole motherfucker up. She could. And she could, and not just in hip-hop too, in fashion. All right, Kimora. The challenge, powerful men that have been wreaking havoc for decades. That's the challenge. That's the challenge. Kimora is surrounded by too many powerful men. It feels like it's not even really Diddy that is her concern. There are other men more powerful than him that have more than Diddy. I feel like these are European men, foreign men. They feel foreign, that are telling her not to get involved in this because they too have some kind of business dealings and whatever this cabal has going on. And methinks it has a lot to do with trafficking, allegedly. Trafficking in the music industry and trafficking in the fashion industry. Grooming, trafficking, high-level escorting. Kimora says that she assimilated because she had to. Once she was brought in to the industry via fashion, she really had no choice but to assimilate. Because, like, you can't go back. You can't go back to your regular life or the way you used to live or the way you used to be once you had a taste. And then you take a taste. They give you a taste. And it's so good. And you get addicted. And it's only later on, after you're already addicted, that they find out why they really gave you a taste in the first place. They hook you in, and they don't spring their real intentions on you until after you're already addicted to the light and to the life. And it's harder to turn away at that point when they tell you what they want from you, allegedly. These are men, foreign men, that are tied into the business dealings that come out of the U.S. industries. Say the music industry, the fashion industry, and entertainment are all running various schemes and enterprises, trafficking, drugs, diamond, people, organs, you name it, you name it. So many different things. And the men that Kimora is surrounded by, I see her like actually surrounded, sitting in a Middle Indian style with her hair to the side like this, very, very serene, but surrounded with 4 men around her, very powerful men that forbid Kimora to get herself involved in any of this. Let it come out any other way but you. Because if it comes out, you know, we already anticipate that, but you aren't going to be the one to do it. All right. In the past, Kimora took something from Kim Porter's house. Like I said in my Kim Porter reading, like I've been saying, Kimora took something from Kim's house. She got there before the cleanup crew got there, and she took it. Now, I don't know if she still has it, but I know that someone knows she has it. One of these powerful men knows she has it because they are protecting Kimora from Diddy. They are her protection, which is why they're saying, you don't get involved in this. We'll handle this amongst businessmen. But they are protecting her. Diddy can't get Kimora. He can't get her. I even said that 6 months ago in my Kim Porter reading, because she's got too many powerful men around her that he can't even go to war with. Kimora has the things. Not only just the things that she took from Kim's house, like her book, her manuscripts, her tapes, her whatever she had, but Kimora has other things from her first husband, from her other husbands. Every husband except for Jimon Hansu, because he didn't have any power, so he didn't have any tea. But he's the only one that she doesn't have receipts on. Just squirreling things away over the years, being very smart and astute. Kimora is smart. In order to survive, you have to be cunning. In order to survive this industry, these men, the way she has, the way Naomi has, the way Mariah has, as I hear. There's another name, and I just lost it. You have to be cunning. In her near future, Kimora is going to be brought into something. Kimora, your name is going to start trickling its way back into the fray. And even though you want it to, you don't want it to because of these men. Because they too are caught up in something. But Kimora, your time is coming. Me thinks, I'm actually, me doesn't think. Me is curious when I clarify this, whether you are going to just sit back and let your name be tossed around and not say anything, or if you're going to put your wand in the fight. We'll see. As above. You love it. You love it and you hate it. All the things coming up from the past, because there are also some things that you are ashamed of, that you're embarrassed of. Some abuses that you've taken, and the woman that you are, you're no victim. You don't want to be seen as a victim. You want to be seen as the smart, powerful woman, one of the men, which is why you move the way you move. And you allow them to feel like they have the power over you so that you can move the way you move, Kimora. But in order for you to move the way you move and get what you got, because you had an empire of your own, you had to also get your hands a little dirty as well. And that's why this is bittersweet for you, your name getting ready to come back up. Because even though it's coming up in the form of your proximity to victimhood, it's not all the way clean for you. And it's such a shame that the small things that you've done, and this is how you feel, could taint the bigger picture for you. It's almost like somebody implicating you as a victim, and then other people saying, no, she wasn't, because she was complicit, because she was married to Russell Simmons, so she should have known, she did know, she benefited, da-da-da-da-da, overlooking the fact that you were a young woman too in the industry when these men became interested in you. And your whole story hasn't been told, because it's still leverage for you. And as below, you are standing on guard. You are watching everything going on, waiting for this moment that's coming in your near future for your name to be brought up. And you are standing and you're ready for it. You're ready for it. You want to know why you're ready? Because regardless of what all these men around you tell you to do, you know you got receipts. That's why you're the cunning one. You'll play their game, but you won't. You standing on ready for whatever. The good, the bad, the ugly. You're ready. The Fool in reverse as your advice or your current actions. Your youth, Kimora. It's the stuff that's going to come up about you also involving grooming and you being young and naive with Russell. Does this have something to do with Russell and them feeling like he groomed you because of how old you were when he not publicly got with you, because you were still young, maybe 19 or something, but when you guys got together, and not just Russell, but when the other men who groomed you got to you, I hear 14. I hear 14. I could be wrong. Allegedly, all for entertainment. I'm crazy. And these are just picture cards. I hear 14. And no matter what anybody says about what you've done, if they try to convolute the waters with talking about your complicity from being married to Russell or whatever they perceive as you being complicit to the BS, at the end of the day, Kimora feels like I was a child when I got into the modeling industry and when I was a victim as well. And I was groomed. External energy, a Kimora, you stand to lose because of these men. Methinks Russell has a lot to do with this, but the other men too. I think it's because your name is about to be brought up and you're going to have to get involved in this. The men, whoever is funding you still, is going to stop funding you or is threatening to stop funding you, which is why you aren't going to be the one to throw out what you want to say. Not directly, but somebody is threatening to no longer fund you and leave you and your kids out in the cold if you get involved in this. Allegedly. The Hierophant reverse, this gives me the industry, music industry, fashion industry, entertainment industry, but the under industry, the shadow industry. What they do behind the scenes, because the glitz and the glamour, the photo shoots, the videos, the pictures, the parties, all of that is a facade. There is a side of the industry, the dark side of the industry, that only the people in the industry are fully aware of. And everybody knows that the parts that the masses see are just a facade. It's just a show. And Kimora's hopes and fears is that all of this is brought to light. The other side of the industry that the fans, the masses, have no idea about. This is all common. This is all what's to be expected of the industry, but enough is enough. That's how Kimora feels, and she's ready for everything that was done in the dark to come back to light. And it will. A death, specifically a specific death, but possibly more that Kimora can testify to, rather in the court of the social courts or the court of law. But it's coming back up, and Kimora's knowledge about this or proximity to this is coming up. Kimora, your turn is coming. Your turn is coming, and you're ready. You're anticipating it, because this could happen, but me thinks that you don't give a fuck. You're ready. You're ready. Kimora feels like there's a possibility that you may have to struggle and walk away from everything that you've achieved and built. You may have to lose it unless you keep something to yourself. I don't know if you are trying to give what you took away and somebody else is telling you to keep it. Don't leak it. Don't turn it in, or I will lose. You will lose. You will lose, or I will take away everything that you worked so hard for. Something like that. All right. 9 of Cups in reverse, present energy, Kimora. Here we go. Here we go. Kimora is prepared to throw her wand into the fight. Like I said, near future, 6 of Wands in reverse. And if you take away a wand from the 6, you got the 5. Kimora knows her time is coming to lend to the conversation about what she knows and what she couldn't speak about in the past. And she's actually been trying to avoid it because it involves her, Diddy, and Kim. Her, Diddy, Kim. Kimora, Diddy, Kim. I got this in my Kim Porter reading for Kimora when I asked how she felt about Diddy. It was this. They were friends. They were close. Here's Diddy. At some point, a long time ago, I see the lady. Is that Capricorn? No. I heard a rumor that Diddy had, when Kimora was doing baby fat or something, Diddy had people that were working for Kimora going back and telling him things about what she said about him. That was the rumor. That Kimora would talk, I believe, allegedly, something like this, loosely quote me, that Kimora had some staff and she, would talk about her opinions about Diddy and how she felt about him truly. And they would go back and tell him. And somebody was fired, Kimora or something like that. Something like that. I will come back and I will straighten up that old rumor, that old story when I fact check it. But it was something like that. I think that Diddy abused Kimora too at that time. Maybe slapped her or something like that. Because I think that that's what the story was. and maybe not slapped her, but there was some type of altercation that Kimora got into with Diddy that she's never publicly spoke about. And I don't know if he paid her or something. Maybe Russell, maybe somebody came in and cleaned it up and made Kimora keep this to herself. Yeah, somebody was going back and telling somebody everything Kimora was saying. I don't know if this is her baby Diddy, her Russell, or if this is Diddy giving her something to keep quiet about something that they did. I don't know if she threatened at the time to sue or call the police or something like that. Something having to do with the law getting involved. I don't know if this has to do with the Cassie situation as well, or Capricorn, or all of them. No, I see Russell Simmons. I think Russell got involved too to straighten that out with Diddy. I also see him having escaping to Bali to get out of his Me Too situation. No longer paying somebody to keep quiet. Some of these people allegedly were being paid over the years to not come forward. And money ran out, so some people started coming forward. And I think that is why Russell had to run away to Bali, because he was paying people. But this is bigger than that. Other people, it's like once a few people or one person stopped getting paid, or better yet, when Cassie got this settlement from Diddy, everybody else that was too scared to come forward. Some people that were too scared to come forward, some people that were getting paid from these people at one point to keep quiet, but then stopped getting paid once the money ran low, or decided to no longer take those small payments and try to shoot for a bigger settlement. All of these scenarios have to do with the people coming out. So I won't victim shame and say that these people aren't telling the truth about their interactions, but some of these people have been paid for a long time to be quiet about some of the things that happened to them. But once they saw Cassie get that bag, it kind of emboldened everybody to start coming out of the woodworks with their own stories involving multiple people. And this is why the cabal is about to be exposed, because a lot of people see this, to be honest, as an opportunity to get monetary justice. And I say monetary justice because I didn't want to just call it getting money, because these people actually had things happen to them, and rather whatever their reasons were for taking their vows of silence, whether it be fear or whether it be payments, it doesn't take away from the things that actually happened to them. And everybody sees that if Cassie was able to get away with this with Diddy, the times have truly changed and the old guard is no longer in power. I said this in my Diddy reading that I did on my community tab, that the people who had things to lose or were in, you know, in certain positions to not speak up. The times have changed. The gatekeepers that ran things before don't run things now. And we are getting ready to see everybody come out of the woodworks that was too afraid or was getting paid to be laid in the shade, sipping lemonade with their mouth shut. King of Pentacles. Yes. Once, okay, hold on. The Devil reverse. This is allegedly Russell Simmons. Russell is next. Russell Kimora is next. Allegedly. I see that he ran to Bali when a woman accused him of sexual abuse, and he is currently overseas, stressed the F out. Me thinks that Russell ain't got enough money to keep people quiet anymore. He is not the king that he was anymore, and he is the next target. Somebody sees this as an opportunity to get true justice, true monetary justice, because they never got it in the past for what happened to them. This is why Kimora's name is going to be brought up in this, because it's her baby daddy. Yeah, these are this is a young girl. This is a young girl. This isn't a boy just yet. I don't know if any boys are going to come up just yet, but what will bring Russell up is something that has to do with young girls. Maybe Kimora, maybe other young woman that may accuse him of alleged rape, sexual abuse. Yeah, I see not enough money anymore to keep this a secret. All right. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Kimora, what did you take? Yep, Diddy. This is something that she took from Kimora's, Kim's. That's what she took. That's what she has. And these are, I think, multiple people's recorded confessions, tapes, audio. I've been saying for 6 months, I see tapes, I see audio, I also see manuscripts to the book, something like that, or the book itself. People unburdening themselves to Kim because they knew that she was planning to expose Diddy and others in her book. That is what Kimora has. That is what Kimora took. Near future, 6 of Wands in reverse, Diddy. In her complicity. And whether she knew something. He thinks that Kimora may have to produce her receipts. Whatever receipt she has, she may produce a small portion of it, but not everything. I don't see Kimora showing her whole hand just yet. But because of how her name might be brought up in this, because it may be brought up in the vein of, well, Kimora, you were in on it. She may have to provide something to show. I may have been in on it, but it's because it's what I had to do to survive, because I got brought into it as a young person myself. Somebody's going to say that she knew. Maybe about Diddy, maybe about her ex-husband, maybe about both, allegedly. All right, the Fool reverse. This may, Kimora, this may have something to do with your family scenario. Again, your youth. But this may be you grooming, you being groomed may come up. Your childhood life, how you even got into the industry at such a young age and what happened to you. Whether your mother knew, whether she was complicit. Where was your family when these things were happening to you? Where was your family when Russell was dating you? How come your family didn't stop this man or these men from dating you when you were young? I don't know if you were abused in your childhood home, but this may come out. This piece of information may come out, something that nobody ever knew about you, something that may have happened to you in your family life. I don't know if you are planning to sue either, Kimora, but you in the place of a victim is the position that you're going to take once your name gets brought up. You're going to remind everybody about, look at how young I was. Or maybe somebody else is going to say that and point that out about you in case people come for you. Remember how young Kimora was, modeling for, was it Versace? Somebody, Chanel. You were their muse at 14. What does that even mean? What happened to you exactly in the industry when you entered the industry and became the designer's muse? What did that mean for you? What did reality become for you once you became the muse of a high-level designer and then ended up with the likes of Russell Simmons at a young age? How did that happen for you, Kimora? I don't know if this is you or your mother, but there's a possibility that you being sold to the industry by your mother could be getting ready to come out. Something about not, protecting you from older men. And I am just going to wrap this up because I'm almost at 40 minutes. 10 of Swords in reverse as your final outcome, Kimora. Dios mío. I'm so thirsty. Ooh, I need some water. I don't think I drank any water all day. 10 of Swords in reverse for you, Kimora, for your final outcome. Is this Kim? Is this who's unalivement? Whose death is this that's coming back? The World. The Wheel of Fortune. Man, strength. 3 major arcanas coming up out of the 10 of Swords in reverse. I almost don't even know how to interpret this. Temperance on the bottom. How do... ¿Cómo se dice? ¿Cómo se dice? Kimora, whatever you are doing behind the scenes, I think you are getting ready to do something that is going to blow the lid off of something. But you're going to do it from behind the scenes. Because of what you got, Kimora. You got so many receipts. You got so many receipts. So many things you know. Trying to find a way to put out something that was some injustice without getting your hands directly involved. Kimora. Somebody won't even know what's coming, because if they did, they may be able to do something to stop you. I see someone having to come out and defend themselves. A man. But that ain't Diddy. Kimora, you got something that you are handing over about Diddy. Specifically, you gonna hold on to the other stuff you got for other people. But this specifically is about Diddy. Why does this feel like a... Kimora, somebody's going to mention that you took something. Somebody's going to start talking about you being at Kim's house the day of her death and what you could have possibly took from her house. Somebody's going to start talking about Kimora knowing something about Kim's book, about Kimora taking something from the house and leaving something, and leaving with something before Diddy and Co got there. And they have been trying. Y'all, please, please, please. I know a lot of people have gone back and watched my lady Madam Kim Porter video, because I know what the views were before all this Diddy stuff came out. And it was like at 61 views back in the day, up until recently, and now it's like at 110. So I know people are watching it. Please go back, because I hate to say this, because it sounds like I'm being a haterator, but I did my reading before Sloan Bella, so I am way more familiar with my perspective of what's going on. And she almost verbatim said everything that I said, but what she cannot tell you, what she did not tell you, is what Kimora took from that house before Diddy and crew got there. And I hear, blow the roof off this mother, blow the roof off this. Okay, the old song from the 70s. Kimora, your time is coming. Your time is coming, because somebody's going to connect the dots with you, and you have been tied to Diddy, Kim Porter, Russell. Somebody's going to want to know what you got to say, Kimora, and the fashion industry. The world is waiting, Kimora, to hear what you have to lend to the conversation, because you have the receipts. Y'all heard it here first. Y'all heard it here first. Go see the date on my Madam Kim Porter reading. That's the first time I implicated Kimora. That was in May. Sloan's video came out in June. Now I channeled Kimora dying, Kim Porter dying. I was able to see her in her final moments and hearing her heart slowly stop beating. The blood coming out of her nose. Getting out of the bed and stumbling and falling over and losing her balance and collapsing on the floor. You heard it here first, honey. How would I know that, allegedly? Kimora, how would I know what you took from her house? Because Diddy didn't even know that, but he's about to know. He knows now, methinks. He's had an aha moment. Ah! And if he hasn't, he's been playing around, toying around with the idea. But he knows, because who else? Why else can nobody find it? You were there, and he knows you were there. And the girls being around you. Kimora, you're probably going to have to throw something out there before things become messy for you. Because yeah, Diddy can't touch you, but he can try. He can try. He can reason with the people who are protecting you and saying, listen, what she has can fuck up all of us. And not if not you directly, but somebody that you're doing business with. So stop protecting her. Join my team, because she has something that can fuck all of us up. Get her. Kimora knows only it's a leverage, but you can't hold on to it for forever. That's the point of having leverage, is to use it when in the most opportune moment for you. And me thinks that Kimora is getting ready to do that, because there's been no better time than now. And you may not be able to evade being drugged into this, Kimora. I see it coming for you. I see your turn to lend to the conversation coming. And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. Bye, y'all.